I never thought I'd be the kind of guy who ends up writing one of these long, messy relationship stories, but here I am. Maybe part of me just needs to get this off my chest. Maybe it'll help someone else spot the red flags I ignored. Either way, here's the story of how my girlfriend cheated on me on New Year's Eve. A night that's supposed to be about fresh starts, new beginnings, and hope for the future. For me, it became the night that completely destroyed the future I thought I had. So, some context. I, 29M, had been dating my girlfriend, let's call her Anna, 27F, for almost 3 years at that point. We met through mutual friends, clicked instantly, and honestly, for the longest time, I thought she was the one. We'd been living together for over a year, talked about marriage in that sort of casual, someday soon way, and I was saving up for a ring. My family adored her. My friends thought she was perfect for me, and I built my whole sense of stability around the idea that she was loyal, caring, and in it for the long haul. The weeks leading up to New Year's were a little rocky, though. Anna had been acting distant. Nothing huge at first, just little things. Spending more time at work, finishing projects, checking her phone more often but keeping it tilted away from me, suddenly putting more effort into her appearance when she went out without me. I asked her about it once, half joking, half paranoid, and she brushed it off with a laugh and said, "Babe, it's the end of the year. Everyone's busy. Don't overthink it." I wanted to believe her. God, I did believe her because why wouldn't I? This was Anna. She'd never given me a concrete reason not to trust her, and I wasn't the kind of guy who snoops through phones or stalks social media. That always felt toxic to me. So I swallowed my doubts and told myself I was just being insecure. Anyway, New Year's Eve rolled around, and we had been invited to a big party, hosted by one of my college friends, Chris. He always threw massive events at his downtown apartment. Open bar, DJ, rooftop fireworks view, the works. It sounded like the perfect way to end the year, and I was actually excited. Anna, though, she seemed hesitant. "I don't know, babe," she said a few days before. "Maybe we should just do something low-key, just us, like order food, watch movies, cuddle at home." Now, normally that would sound great to me, but I knew she loved parties like this. She thrived in social situations, always the life of the room. So it struck me as odd that she suddenly wanted a quiet night in. I convinced her by saying, "Come on, it's been a stressful year. Let's go out and have fun. It'll be good for us." Eventually she agreed, though her enthusiasm seemed forced. Fast forward to the night of the party. We got dressed up, me in a suit, her in this absolutely stunning silver dress that shimmered every time the light hit it. I remember thinking, I'm the luckiest guy here. She looked like she belonged in a magazine. The party itself was incredible. Tons of people, loud music, laughter, and an energy that only New Year's can bring. But almost immediately, I noticed Anna drifting away from me. She'd go to grab drinks and not come back for 20 minutes. She'd be laughing in the corner with people I barely knew, and when I joined in, she'd look annoyed, almost like I was intruding. Then there was this one guy. Tall, dark hair, cocky smile. I later found out his name was Mark, a coworker of Anna's. They were way too comfortable with each other. Every time I looked over, he was close to her, whispering in her ear, making her laugh in that flirty way she used to laugh with me when we first met. My stomach dropped, but I told myself, she's allowed to have guy friends. Don't be that jealous boyfriend. But then midnight got closer. You know how it is. Everyone's counting down, champagne glasses in hand, couples inching closer for that New Year's kiss. I went to find Anna, because of course that was supposed to be our moment, our first kiss of the year, the kind of kiss that sets the tone for everything ahead. I couldn't find her. I searched the dance floor, the bar, the rooftop. Nothing. I asked a few people if they'd seen her, and someone said, "Oh, I think she went upstairs." My heart started racing. Chris's apartment had a second floor with some guest rooms and a lounge area. So while everyone was chanting 10, 9, 8,
I was climbing the stairs, trying to convince myself she was just grabbing her phone or fixing her makeup. That's when I heard it. Laughter. Hers. Followed by a sound I'll never forget. The unmistakable noise of kissing. My chest went cold. I felt like I was moving underwater as I pushed open the door to one of the guest rooms, and there she was. Anna, my girlfriend of 3 years, the woman I thought I would marry, pressed up against Mark, kissing him like I didn't exist.
I froze in the doorway. My brain couldn't process what I was seeing. It was like my body had been separated from my mind, my heart hammering in my chest, my stomach twisting, and my ears ringing so loudly that I almost couldn't hear their laughter anymore. Anna? My voice cracked when I said it. She jolted back like she'd been burned, her eyes going wide, lipstick smeared across her mouth. Mark didn't even look guilty. He just smirked at me like he was proud of what he'd done. "Wait," Anna started, her hands shaking as she adjusted her dress. "It's not what it looks like." That cliché. That goddamn cliché. I actually laughed, a bitter, hollow laugh that didn't sound like me. "Not what it looks like? You were kissing him. What the hell do you mean it's not what it looks like?" Mark leaned back on the couch, looking smug. "Relax, man. It's just a party. Just a kiss." "Just a kiss?" I snapped. "You're making out with my girlfriend in a bedroom at midnight on New Year's Eve, and you're telling me to relax?" Anna grabbed my arm, desperate. "Please, let's just go outside and talk. Don't do this here." But it was too late. The countdown had hit 1, and the entire apartment erupted in cheers. "Happy New Year!" echoed through the halls. Fireworks burst outside the windows, and in that exact moment, I realized my year had started with betrayal. People had started to wander upstairs, some looking for bathrooms, others for quieter spaces. A couple of them caught sight of the scene, me standing there broken, Anna red-faced, Mark smirking. Whispers spread fast. I saw Chris at the end of the hall, his expression shifting from confusion to realization to anger. "Seriously, Anna? You do this at my party?" She looked mortified, tears already pooling in her eyes. "It was a mistake. I didn't—" But I couldn't listen. I pulled my arm free and walked out, down the stairs, through the crowd that seemed suddenly suffocating. I barely heard the music anymore. I just needed to get out. I don't even remember how I got home. I must have driven, which scares me in hindsight because my hands were shaking so badly I could barely grip the wheel. When I walked into our apartment, everything looked wrong. Her jacket hanging on the chair, her favorite mug on the counter, the blanket she always curled up with on the couch, all of it made me sick. She came home an hour later, mascara streaked down her face. She tried to talk to me, to explain, but all I heard was noise. "I didn't mean for it to happen. It was the champagne, the moment, the—" "Stop." My voice was flat. I'd never spoken to her like that before. "You don't accidentally kiss your coworker in a bedroom at midnight on New Year's Eve. You don't end up in that situation unless you want to." She broke down crying, begging me to forgive her, swearing it was just a kiss, that it didn't mean anything. But to me, it meant everything. It meant that the trust I'd built, the love I'd given, the plans we'd made, all of it could be thrown away in a single night. I told her to sleep in the guest room. I couldn't even look at her. The next day was worse. I woke up hoping it had been a bad dream, but the silence in the apartment was heavy, unbearable. My phone was blowing up with texts from friends who had seen or heard about what happened. Some were supportive, telling me to dump her immediately. Others said maybe I should talk it out. But I didn't need advice. Deep down, I already knew the relationship was over. The following days felt like living inside a fog. I went through the motions: shower, coffee, work, but nothing felt real. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her with him. Every time my phone buzzed, I expected it to be another apology, and most of the time, It was. Anna wouldn't stop texting me. Long paragraphs, short pleas, even voice notes. Please, can we talk? I'll explain everything. I made a mistake, but I love you, not him. Don't throw away what we have over one stupid kiss. But that's the thing. It wasn't just a kiss. It was the choice behind it, the opportunity she didn't resist, the way she didn't even look guilty until I caught her. On the third day, she begged me to meet her in person. Against my better judgment, I agreed. We met at a quiet coffee shop, the kind we used to go to on Sunday mornings. She looked terrible. Eyes puffy, makeup smudged. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. She reached across the table, but I pulled my hands back. Please, she whispered. I don't even know why it happened. Mark doesn't mean anything to me. I swear it was just stupid. I stared at her. Do you know how insane that sounds? You chose him, Anna, on New Year's Eve, at my best friend's party. You didn't kiss some random stranger at a bar. You kissed your coworker, someone you see every day. That's not stupid. That's betrayal. Her lip trembled. I'll quit my job. I'll block him, delete him, anything you want. Just don't leave me. I wanted to believe her. God, a part of me still loved her, still wanted to rewind time and pretend none of this had happened. But another part of me, the part that had walked in on her lips locked with his, knew it was impossible. Trust, once shattered, never fully comes back. I told her it was over. Quietly, firmly. She broke down right there in the cafe, sobbing so loudly that people stared. I didn't stay to comfort her. I walked out, leaving her crumpled at the table, because if I stayed, I knew I'd weaken. The fallout was brutal. Chris stopped inviting Mark to anything after what he'd done, but the damage was already there. Some of our mutual friends sided with Anna, saying I was being too harsh. Others told me I was right to leave. I didn't care about sides anymore. I just wanted peace. The apartment felt like a graveyard for weeks. Eventually, she moved her things out. I kept the mug, though, her favorite one. Not because I wanted a reminder of her, but because it was mine before it was hers. I wasn't going to let her ruin everything. Months later, I heard through the grapevine that she and Mark had hooked up again after our breakup. So much for it meant nothing. That was the final nail in the coffin. Any guilt I'd felt about leaving her evaporated instantly. Now, every New Year's Eve feels different. While everyone else is shouting Happy New Year and kissing their partners, I think about the moment my life split in two. The year didn't begin with fireworks for me. It began with betrayal. And, honestly, I'm glad I walked away. Because starting a year with heartbreak is still better than living an entire year with a liar.